Hi beautiful, welcome back to another video. I hope that when you click on this video you find yourself doing well. We just removed her old set, so we are going to be starting fresh. So let's get into it. First, I'm using a cuticle pusher, and you want to push the cuticle back. This helps expose new growth, and it also helps detach any dead skin that might be attached to the natural nail, which is also known as your cuticle. Now I'm going in with this needle bit. This is going to help lift that dead skin off of the natural nail. And then I'm going to assist that step by going in with a sanding band. With the sanding band, you're going to etch the nail. This is going to remove any natural oil sitting on the top of your nail bed and also create some texture for the acrylic to be able to adhere to the natural nail. So those steps are very important. All the prep steps are important. So you can find the needle bit and the sanding band on my Amazon storefront. The link is always listed in the description box. Once I'm done with the initial prep steps, we will get into tip application. So I will be coming back then. Alright, so as you can see, I did go in with a cuticle nipper and I just cut off some of her dead skin that she had around her cuticle area. Now I'm going in with a manicure brush and Young Nails swipe, and I'm going to swipe any debris downward so that we can get any dust or anything down and out of the grooves of her nails. And then I'm going to go in with this nail glue. I will have this nail glue listed on my Amazon storefront as well, and I'm going in with Zulay's nail tips. These are I believe it's 2x long, so 2 or XX long no C curve tips, and her website is zulaysnailsbigcartel.com, I believe. I get a lot of questions on these, so you want to make sure you're measuring sidewall to sidewall and your tip fits nice and snug to the nail. You don't want it to be too small or too big. It needs to fit perfectly sidewall to sidewall. And then once we apply the tips, I am going to cut them to her desired length. I am putting these on the very tips of her nails. She does have a small nail bed, so I'm basically, in this case, I'm just using the tips as an extension, okay? Because we want to keep the strength and the acrylic mostly on the nail bed. So just for me, in my opinion, this is just how we like to do it for her, since her nail beds are very small. And also when you're cutting the nails, you want to make sure you're measuring them up against each other. If you're not using any other hacks to measure them. Oh, and these fancy scissors, I love them so much. I got these on nailitLikeLucy.com. She has some really cute accessories and nail products as well. Once I'm done cutting her tips to her desired length, I'm going to be going in with Panna's 80 grit jumbo file, also listed on my Amazon storefront. I'm going to use the file to file the side walls and any overextended part of the tip that's at the nail bed, if that makes sense. But you just want to file the sidewalls. These are already pre-shaped, so you don't really need to do much. And then I'm going to file the tip a little bit, and then we will get into blending the nail tip to the natural nail. And mostly, since I am going in with a nude color, you don't really need to blend them perfectly. They aren't going to be clear nails, but you do want to blend at the very least the corners or the side walls where the tip meets the nail bed so that you have a nice, even, smooth application, okay? I'll be blending with a 180 grit sanding band by Pana, the same one I used for prep. And then once I'm done with that step, we'll get into dehydrator, primer, and acrylic application. So I'll let you guys watch and then I'll come back. All right, so now I am going in with Young Nails Swipe again with my manicure brush. This cleanses and dehydrates, and you want to swipe down so you can get rid of the debris. And once I'm done doing this, I will go in with JC Beauty Concepts Dehydrator. I do have a coupon code with them. It's Jammy15. I have some of my favorites listed down in the description box. I always keep them there along with the links. Their bonder is really good too, so you can check that out. But today I'm going to be going in with Young Nails Protein Bond, and I'm going to be applying 2 coats.
Carried all the weight on my shoulder. Had me going never once I told you no. Told you no.
All right, so we're going to use JC Beauty Concepts Precious Nude Acrylic and their monomer, as well as their Kolinsky acrylic brush. This one's in the size number 12. It is one of my favorites. I love it. And we're going to get into acrylic application, okay? I do have a video on how to pick up the perfect bead, so you might want to check that out. It's really helpful. I think it's like a formula to be able to know how to pick up a small, medium, and large bead. But when you get used to it, we tend to just, go in there and just go quickly. We don't really count, but it's helpful to start with if you're looking to learn how to pick up beads the proper way. You may want to check that out. So I'm going in and I put my first bead where the tip meets the natural nail, and I work my way up or down depending on how you guys look at the nail, but I work my way down. That's what I like to say. And then I start building my apex. Now, you want to know that angling your finger down is going to help you not flood your cuticle, okay? It's going to help the acrylic flow down. Gravity is going to help you, and then you're going to guide the acrylic downward. And also, the most important thing is to make sure you have a strong apex. So your nail doesn't need to be thick. The apex needs to have enough acrylic for the nail to be strong. And then and then your tip can be a little thinner. Okay, so basically the strength doesn't need to be at the tip of the nail, it needs to be at the apex, and that's your stress area on your nail bed. So if you press down on your nail bed and you see your nail turns like a different color, that's your stress area. It's right in between your free edge and your cuticle area, okay? So you want to make sure you have most of the strength there. And then you want to swipe on your sidewall so that you can try to keep your shape as best as possible, but you will be going in and filing after. But I'm going to let you watch the acrylic application.
Nay, nay, yeah, 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 yeah. Rap, rap. Yo no sé si es que te quiero más. Cada vez más rápido se nos da, yeah, más fácil. Debe ser que tú tienes algo que encontrarnos tan fácil. Pero eso es que quiero más, más. Yo soy tu VIP, tu parte, porque tú a mí haces feliz. Me queda presumir, ay de ti. Qué bonito verte sonreír. Yo soy tu VIP, papi, yo te parte, que tú me haces feliz. Me encanta presumirte, tu amor me compromete. Soy tuya pa' que respeten. Yeah, yeah, vale más que mis billetes. Y que mi voz lo interprete. Yeah, yeah, yeah. VIP pa' ti, baby, ¿quién lo diría? Todo lo que yo hago por ti. Orgulloso diciendo tú eres mía. Tú lo sabes, baby, baby, yeah. Cuando tú me llenas cuerpo, besos. Esa sensación tú no la ves. Pero que me llena con exceso más, y más. Eso te tu parte, porque tú a mí haces feliz. Me queda presumir, ay de ti. Qué bonito verte sonreír. Yo soy tu VIP, papi, yo te parte, que tú me haces feliz. Me encanta presumirte. A mí me encanta presumirte, baby, con todas mis amigas. VIP, a mí no me importa lo que digan. No hay que decidir cuando vi esos ojos era para ti. Ponte más cerquita, que ya no te muero. Seamos los locos en este mundo de acuerdo. Soy tu favorita, estamos de acuerdo. Tú tienes derecha mientras que yo soy de izquierda. Cuando tú me llenas cuerpo, besos. Esa sensación tú no la ves, pero que me llena con exceso más, y más, y más. Eso te tu parte, porque tú a mí haces feliz. Me queda presumir, ay de ti. Qué bonito verte sonreír. Yo soy tu VIP, papi, yo te parte, que tú me haces feliz. Me encanta presumirte. Nay, nay, yeah, yeah. Yeah, yeah. Nay, nay, yeah, 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 yeah. Lloro con mi soledad. tan fuerte que fuimos más que amigos. Bebé, perdón porque te hice mal. Perdóname. No se sabe lo que tienes hasta el día que tú lo pierdes. Solo un traguito nada más, que sobria ya no puedo ni verte, ya, para no acordarme de nada. Pero después regresa más fuerte al verte. Estoy cansada de la vida, porque sin ti no va nada bien, echando sal a la herida, el limón al aguardiente, yeah. Despechada mejor, ya que si dame arroz, daña todo lo que toco. El problema es peor, mucho siento por vos, pero se me ve poco, yeah. Dime qué vamos a hacer, si cuando tomo todo lo malo se va. Y al amanecer, ya me doy cuenta que no se olvida nada. Dime qué vamos a hacer, sé cuando tomo todo lo malo se va. Y al amanecer, ya me doy cuenta que no se olvida nada. Solo un traguito nada más, que sobria ya no puedo ni verte, ya, para no acordarme de nada. Pero después regresa más fuerte al verte. Tal vez lo que pasará, que los recuerdos me matarán antes que los tragos hagan su trabajo. Sentirme en las nubes estando bien bajo, no afrontando nada y buscando atajos. Es que el bar es mi mejor amigo y la misma vez mi enemigo, pero solo sé que sigo.
I did skip a couple nails because I was doing the exact same thing on each nail, so I didn't want to make it too long for you. But now I'm going in with an 80 grit jumbo file. This one's by Pana, and you want to go in nice and straight parallel up against your side walls to make your shape very straight, okay? Very important, you'll notice that I go underneath or under the side wall to get rid of any jagged edges or basically any little balls of acrylic that might accumulate underneath from swiping the acrylic on the side walls. And when you're filing up against the side wall, you want to keep it nice and straight up against it, because we do lose the shape when we apply acrylics. You want to get that shape back you had when you applied the tips. So you'll see that I go straight up against the side wall and then I file my tip, okay? You'll see here, as far as the tip, I go from underneath to make it a really crisp, sharp square, and then I start filing my bulk acrylic and trying to basically level everything out, but I don't actually perfect my shape and smooth everything out until the next step, which is filing with a 180 grit file, okay? This safety bit is a safety carbide bit by Pana. It's only like $8.99. It is listed on my Amazon storefront as well. The link is in the description box. I think this one is either in the medium or fine. I'm not sure. But I have all three of them because they are so affordable and they work really well. And I like to be able to go around the cuticle area and not worry about hurting my client. The main thing is to get rid of any bulk acrylic and also seal the cuticle up by the cuticle area and make sure it is nice and flush and it looks like it blends nicely into the natural nail, and then, you know, like create your arch or your apex and then move down. And if you look at it from a bird's eye view, you're able to see your shaping and get a really good look at the nail from that angle, okay? So I'll let you watch this filing and then I'll come back.
Quizás no quieres algo más de esto. Será que fue un sueño pero desperté. No sé qué somos. Hey baby, dime qué somos, porque siempre andamos solos. Nunca en tu barrio ni el vecindario saben tú y yo que somos. Hey baby, dime qué somos, porque siempre andamos solos. Solamente dime si es un vacile, al menos sé que somos. Me estoy ojo para buscar esa respuesta. Muchos lo preguntan pero no contestas. Ya no sé lo que yo soy para ti. Y eso es algo que a mí sí me molesta. Cambia la actitud como quieras, no sé, pero ya no aguanto este juego otra vez. Si es que tú me quieres, yo lo quiero ver. Ponme tu perfil y di que eres mi mujer. No sé qué somos. Si más que amigos estamos bien. Si no, pues dime que yo me bajo ahora de este tren. No sé qué somos. Si más que amigos estamos bien. Si no, pues dime que yo me bajo ahora de este tren. Que somos, porque siempre andamos solos. Nunca en tu barrio ni el vecindario saben tú y yo que somos. Baby, dime que somos, porque siempre andamos solos. Solamente dime si es un vacile, al menos sé que somos. Entre tanto blanco y negro en ti vi color. Muy ingenuo sí que fui. Dicen la dicha viene con dolor, pero dicha es lo que yo menos sentí. Así se da si la realidad nos contradice lo que ellos dicen. No sé qué somos. Si más que amigos estamos bien. Si no, pues dime que yo me bajo ahora de este tren. No sé qué somos. Si más que amigos estamos bien. Si no, pues dime que yo me bajo ahora de este tren. Que somos, porque siempre andamos solos. Nunca en tu barrio ni el vecindario saben tú y yo que somos. Hey baby, dime que somos, porque siempre andamos solos. Solamente dime si es un vacile, al menos sé que somos. Lonely, Ricky Baker, matándolo en el beat, yeah. Lunes, no más, te digo cada vez que pasa. Quizás no quieres algo más de esto. Será que fue un sueño pero desperté. No sé qué somos. Hey baby, dime qué somos, porque siempre andamos solos. Nunca en tu barrio ni el vecindario saben tú y yo que somos. Hey baby, dime que somos, porque siempre andamos solos. Solamente dime si es un vacile, al menos sé que somos. Me estoy ojo para buscar esa respuesta. Muchos lo preguntan pero no contestas. Ya no sé lo que yo soy para ti. Y eso es algo que a mí sí me molesta. Cambia la actitud como quieras, no sé.
All right, so now I'm going to go in and I'm really going to perfect everything I did. This is going to smooth my nail out. It's going to level everything out. I've said this before. When you etch the nail, you see the dark spots and you actually get to see where the little dips are in the acrylic. And I do point them out so you see what I'm talking about. But this is going to ensure that your nail is nice and smooth, your shape is perfected, and I also go around the cuticle area and make sure my acrylic is blended nicely to the natural nail. And yeah, so just basically perfecting everything until I am happy. And then I go in and I glide over the nails with a buffer pretty quickly, and then we get into nail art. So I will come back.
Muy ingenuo sí que fui. Dicen la dicha viene con dolor, pero dicha es lo que yo menos sentí. Así se da si la realidad nos contradice
All right, so now I'm getting rid of the debris. At this point, your client can wash her hands. I get rid of all of the dust and debris. And now I'm going in with some isopropyl alcohol. This gets rid of any oils or anything that could be on her nail, and it preps for nail art. So once I am done with this, I will go in with Young Nails gel paint. I think it's in the color Fizz, but it's a white color. We're going to be doing more of a modern French. I've looked on Instagram and I saw some different kinds of French they're doing, but instead of doing a traditional French, we just went with this. It was a little bit of a freestyle, and I also noticed that they're using foils as the outline, and instead of doing that, we went in with a regular striper polish that looks like a foil. I thought it turned out really pretty, and her set looks so classy, and she's gotten a lot of compliments already. So I'm excited about this one. I also go into detail and show you exactly how I do my 3D nail art. It's a very simple 3D flowers on each of her ring fingers. So hopefully you guys can take something away from watching the 3D nail art. The only thing I can really say about 3D nail art is trying to release as much monomer as you can from the 3D nail art brush, just because that's all you can do. You want the bead to be dry, but you want enough monomer in there for you to be able to manage it. I know some people like to add some acetone in there so that you have a little bit longer to work with the acrylic. I don't do that, but as long as you release a lot of the monomer, you'll be able to work with the bead. Okay, so that's my one tip for you. Also, the nail art brush and the 3D brush is from Alpha Brush. I will leave the links in the description box for you, but if you just click on the Alpha Brush link, the nail art brush is listed there. They're both by Alpha Brush, okay? So check them out. And I think that's it. I am doing a $100 giveaway as promised. I just would like if you guys would just comment anything you'd like, but at the end of the comment, leave one purple heart. That lets me know that you are entering the $100 giveaway, and then I will announce the winner of the $100 on the community tab. So make sure you turn on your notifications, subscribe, like this video. This way you can see when I post and letting you guys know who won the $100. Okay, I'm gonna wait a few days, maybe let's say around 5 days. Okay, we're gonna shoot for that, and then I will post the winner. All right, so I hope you guys love this design. It's so classy and beautiful. Let me know what you guys think. I love you. Thank you guys for always being here. Don't give up on learning. Trust the process. I'll see you in the next video. Bye.
Promesas son nada más que solo palabras, y si no las cumples se van a desvanecer. Algún día volverás tú al lado mío y yo de testigo. Vamos 1, 2, 3 sin estrés. Muéstrame sus pasos, te cuento hasta 10 y ven, yo sé que tú quieres. Vamos 1, 2, 3 sin estrés. Muéstrame sus pasos, te cuento hasta 10 y ven, yo sé que tú quieres. Sé que tú quieres conmigo, amor, y todos esos placeres que brinda la vida, que nos hace tan feliz. Sé que tú quieres conmigo, amor, y todos esos placeres, como acariciarte, conocerte de raíz. Recupera la fe cuando yo a ti te vi, mami. Bailabas como un ángel, me acuerdo de ese party. No lo hacías despacito, no eras como Daddy, eras como Bad Bunny, tu flow bastante cari, alright. Hermoso y con timites me gusta, y con esas sencillas que asusta. Sabe bien cómo es que es combi completa, de cabeza a los pies, sin
FX, mami, yo te entono. Te subo el pitch y te derrito el cono. En mis historias siempre te menciono. Pa' esa reina necesito un trono. Sin FX, mami, yo te entono. Con esos besos, chica, me emociono. Con tus besos y tu nivel, yeah. Sé que tú quieres conmigo, amor, todos esos placeres que brinda la vida, que nos hace tan feliz. Sé que tú quieres conmigo, amor, todos esos placeres, como acariciarte, conocerte de raíz.
No sé qué tú ves en mí, mi amor. Ya no dejes de mirarme, que ya me gusta quién soy. Contigo me siento en control. Eres el balance en este mundo, poco humor. Se volvió ese chico que habló en mis canciones. Esas madrugadas y hermosas conversaciones. Se volvió ese chico que quería ver otra vez. Y me enamoré a volverlo a ver. Tú me ves como nadie más, bebé. Me diste alas para que vuele, pero motivos para quedarme. Tú me ves como nadie más, bebé. Tú me curas cuando más me duele. Sé que siempre has sabido amarme.
Eso era tortolito, no queda bien, bebé. Mejor de tus amigas diciendo que no ven. Esto sea duradero, que sea algo sincero. Que un perro no cambia y eso es lo que es él. Pero tú lo viste, mi amor. Tú viste mi mejor versión. Tú hiciste lo que nadie quería. Ser inspo para mis poesías. Siento que tú solo sabes. Chico con par de maldades, pero sincero, verdadero, baby. Secreto que tú solo sabes. Momentos que siento reales. Yo lo prefiero que en un largo tiempo sea tu caballero.
Tú me ves como nadie más, bebé. Me diste alas para que vuele, pero motivos para quedarme. Tú me ves como nadie más, bebé. Tú me curas cuando más me duele. Sé que siempre has sabido amarme. Se volvió ese chico que habló en mis canciones. Esas madrugadas y hermosas conversaciones. Se volvió ese chico que quería ver otra vez. Y me enamoré a volverlo a ver. Tú me ves como nadie más, bebé. Me diste alas para que vuele, pero motivos para quedarme. Tú me ves como nadie más, bebé. Me diste alas para que vuele, pero motivos para quedarme. Tú me ves como nadie más, bebé. Tú me curas cuando más me duele. Sé que siempre has sabido amarme.
Día que me falte tu piel, ¿qué será? ¿Qué será de mí? No seas parte de mi amanecer. ¿Qué será? ¿Qué será de mí? Y por todo yo brindo, desde lo feo hasta lo lindo. Tú eres una prueba que el mundo a mí nunca me brindó. Quería casarme, yo tan loco en ilusionarme, creyendo en tus besos y tus caricias. La verdad no fue el culpable.